and today we're going to be doing another unsolved murder. This murder is actually the murder that made me interested in murders in general. This is the one murder that made me want to learn more about other people's murders. So, and I feel like this one is great because it's a lot of different theories that might have had happened in this case. So we're gonna be talking about the boy in the box. During the month of February in 1957, a boy was found in a box, naked, inside of a blanket, dumped in an illegal dumping ground. He was estimated to be around 6 through 5 years old, and it was really weird because the box didn't have no address. It was just a boy in the box. And the funny part is that the boy was actually clean. He was recently washed. His nails was perfectly fine, wasn't dirty. The boy was taken care of pretty good. So whoever did this or whatever happened to him, it wasn't like he was in a bad place. He was taken care of very well. So it made people think this was probably an accident or something, because he was taken care of. His body was in a good condition. He was just dead in a box. He had a head injury, which is probably the reason why he died. Now, first, there was this boy walking past, and he seen the box and thought it was weird, and he seen the body. But the weird part about it is he didn't call it into the cops. He didn't want to be a part of it. He didn't want nothing to do with it. So he didn't tell the cops when he found the body. He just left it there. He didn't call it in right away. He just let the body stay there dead. He didn't call it in or say anything to anybody. And the guy who actually did call it in waited a whole day before he even said anything. So cops really couldn't estimate or say what time this actually happened, because there were nobody said anything about it. So how were they supposed to know when this happened, or how, or what day, when they didn't call it in? They didn't have no identity of the boy. They didn't know who this boy was. So they kept him in a morgue until they found any relatives or anything that could have had related to the boy. Now, people from 10 different states came to Philadelphia to see the boy, to identify him, and there were no clue. There was cops sent out flyers trying to find out who the boy was, and there was just nobody knew who this boy was. There was no people saying, yeah, I know him. There was no people. This boy was literally nobody. Even programs like the Medical American Association sent out a description of how the boy looked, and still no lead. It was nobody saying that they knew the boy. So the cops even cleaned off the boy's body, and they washed him off and stuff, and sit him up, put him in a chair, and took photos of him so that they can post the photos out, and people could actually try to see if they recognize this little boy and can help the cops out with this case, because they really didn't know who this boy was. It was really weird and really hard to even try to find out where the boy came from, since nobody knew who this kid was. The cops tried to match the footprints and fingerprints of the little boy to the ones in any nearby hospital, and there were no records that proved that this boy even existed. So the box contained serial numbers that were traced back to a JCPenney that was only 15 miles away from where the box with the boy was found. The box contained a baby crib in it, so whoever was buying the boxes obviously had to have a kid, or would be giving a present or something. Why else would they be buying these boxes for? So whoever bought the box obviously bought a crib. All of these boxes were shipped out, and 8 people paid for this in cash, leaving no record of who bought those boxes. And people who did buy the boxes called the police saying they still have their box, or it's still in front of their yard, saying they didn't do it because they still have the box, so it would obviously not be them. The blanket that the boy was wrapped in was from North Carolina, but it was hard to say who actually bought it, since there were thousands of them being sold and shipped to all stores. So it was hard to say where the blanket came from. Another key clue was there was a hat that was found by the box, not too close, but a few feet away from the box, and it was made by this lady, Miss Robbins, and she said she remembered who bought the hat because she customized it for him. And she said that he had blonde hair between 26 through his 30. She also added that he paid in cash, and after that she never seen him again. Now, going back to the actual boy in the box. Now, many say that they believe that the boy was raised to be a girl because he had a wig on. So it was like, he's a boy, like a little boy with a wig on. His nails was freshly did. His body was clean. So they said that whoever had this kid or was raising this kid wanted the boy to be a girl. So that was one weird thing. And another thing that came up by investigator, he said there was a painting that looked like the little boy in the box, but it was a girl. So they found that really weird, that there was a painting of what looks like the boy in the box but really a girl. And it was weird that the boy in the box was dressed up as a girl. So that might have been a lead, but it really didn't go anywhere. He said that he was selling a house, and the house that he was selling, the guy he was selling the house to said that he was selling his son, which he thought was very weird, but he didn't, say anything about it. He just let it, rock. But he said that it could have had been him, and when they look at the pictures of the guy he sold the house to and the boy in the box, they do have a little resemblance, so they thought maybe this can be the boy in the box's real father. The second theory people were saying is due to the fact that the boy was so taken care of, that he was adopted, and that he died, and his death was an accident. So they put him in a box and just forgot about him, just left him there, and they didn't come forward to doing this because they didn't want to get charged for any murder. And to back this story up, there were two foster parents living not too far from where that happened with other foster kids. So he could have had lived in that house with the rest of those foster kids, and maybe it was an accident. They just put him in a box and left him because they didn't want to get charged for doing that to him, even though it wasn't really intentionally, it was a mistake. But they didn't want to get in trouble, so they just didn't come forward to owning him. What's the family who lived nearby? They had a garage sale not too long ago after the situation with the boy in the box happened, and in the garage sale they were selling a crib that looked familiar to the one that was shipped in that box. So it was a little bit weird, but there wasn't no real evidence to say that that was actually their child, so cops didn't do anything about that. Still to this day, the boy in the box is unknown and is now in a gravesite marked as America's unknown child. If you want to see more videos like this, or if you like this video, please subscribe and leave a comment down below. Let me know how you feel about this case and what you may have think happened to the boy in the box. If you want to see more of me, like and subscribe and follow all my social medias. The links will be down below. Bye.
You gon' need a natural, gonna lose the boy. Ratchet, you a tool, boy.